Hi everyone, today we're going to be doing a reading Cambridge IELTS 7. The topic is population movements and genetics. So, well, the first type of question is about list of headings. And next one is about this. As I said, we've been given a map and we have to figure out what's going on here. And the next one is table compilation. And the last one is multiple choice. So let's begin with this map. Okay. All right. The discussion of Williams' research indicates the period at which early people are thought to have migrated along certain routes. There are 6 routes in the given below, A to F, marked on the map below. Complete the table below. Write the correct letter A to F in box 2022 on your answer sheet. Right. We should figure out the routes, and we have period 15,600 to 700, and we have a map here. So let's try to locate by looking at 15,000 and 6,700 years. So let's look for here. Do we have numbers? Yes, we have numbers here. 15,000 here. So the first Paleo-Indian wave more than 15,000 years ago was ancestral to all Central and South American. So Central and South American Indians. All right. And if you pay attention here, we have South American Indians, South America here. You see, we have this here, South America, E, right? From Asia to South America. All right, if you pay attention here, we have the word 15,000 in Central and South American Indians. And if you pay attention here, this indicator just comes here, South America. And if you pay attention here, it's written like E. So the answer should be E. And the next one, 600 and 700. All right. Who only migrated south from Canada about 600 or 700 years ago? So let's write it on 20 here. And then 21. So Canada here. So we have the letter D. All right, let's write down D, which means E and D should be correct answer according to this map. Alright, reading passage 2 refers to a three-wave theory of early migration to the Americas. It also suggests in which of these 3 waves the ancestors. So as you see, we have given 3 types of waves here, right? And we have the name of the groups: Inuits, Apache, Pima, Papago, and Tikuna, right? Alright. It seems to be somehow straightforward because we have the exact name of the groups, which means really easy to figure out. If you see, we have the word Inuit here, Inuit, right? And we have to figure out the wave of the number, which one, first, 2, second, or third. All right. Other tests showed that Inuit and Aleut formed a third group, you see, which means Inuit should be third wave. And let's write it down, C here, which means Inuit, third. Let's write 22 here. And Apache, all right, Apache. So brought Nadene hunters, ancestors of the Navajo and Apache, who only migrated. And second wave, yes. Apache is about second wave, you see? Second wave, which means Apache should be B, right? So let's write it down. Apache, second wave 23. And Pima, Papago, and Ticuna. All right, Pima, Papago, we have the word here. And Ticuna, we have here. And three widely separated Native American groups: Pima Papago Indians in Arizona, Maya Indians on the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, and Ticuna Indians in the upper Amazon region of Brazil. All right. As would have been predicted by Robert Williams' work, all three groups, which means Pima, Ticuna, and Yucatan, right, or Maya Indians, to be descendant from the same ancestral Paleo-Indian population, which means they are all considered to be the descendants of Paleo-Indian population. And if you see here, the first Paleo-Indian population. So Pima, Papaga, and Ticuna should be the same first waves because it's written like first here. Okay, let's write it down 24 and 25 here respectively. And Christy Turner's research. So we have the name involved. So involve means relativity between what, right? Based on something, belongs to something, about something. You see Christy Turner here, we have the word. Biological anthropologist Christy Turner is an expert in 3D analysis of changing physical characteristics in human teeth, and he argues that tooth crowns and roots have high genetic components minimally affected by the environmental and other factors. Studies carried out by Turner of many thousands of new and old world specimens, both ancient and modern, suggest majority of prehistoric Americans linked to Northern Americans, which means they are interconnected. Prehistoric Americans are linked to Northern Americans, and according to human teeth. And this version, this theory is by Christy Turner. So let's read. Teeth from both prehistoric and modern Americans and Asians. Yeah, this answer should be a right one because as you see, we have the word teeth here, human teeth, prehistoric and modern, ancient and modern. Americans and Asians, prehistoric Americans linked to Northern Asians. That's why this answer should be correct, A1. And let's just jump to heading ones. Okay. In order to do the heading, we don't have to read all the list of headings from the beginning to the end. Just we will read passages, paragraphs one by one. The study of the origins, distribution of human population used to be based on archaeological and fossil evidence. Used to be, which means in the past, right? A number of techniques developed since the 1950s, however, have placed the study of this subject on a sounder and more objective footing. All right, let's pay attention here. You see results of research into blood variants, dental evidence, developments in the method, early population. Yeah, you see we have the keyword here, early population movement used to use it to study. Use it to here refers to past simple, and we have the keyword here used to based, right? Used to based on archaeological and fossil evidence. Developments here, and that's why the answer should be 4. So the next one, recent work on the problem of when people first entered the Americas is an example of the value of this. So first entered the Americas is an example of the value with these techniques, right? Northeast Asia and Siberia have long been accepted as the launching ground for the human colonizers of the New World. But was there one major? You see, we have the question sentence here, and the next one is also the question, right? And in recent years, new clues have come from research into genetics, including the distribution of genetic makers in modern Native Americas, right? All right. If you pay attention here, long-standing questions, prehistoric migration. Prehistoric migration can be a synonym, just direct synonym to people first entered to the Americas, right? And that's why the answer should be 7. And section C. An important project led by biological anthropologist Robert Williams focused on the variants, one of the particular protein immunoglobulin G found in the. So it's talking about the human blood portion of and variants, right? All protein drift or produce variance over the. I think this should be enough in order to figure out and extract the all the meaning of the text, right? So how analysis of blood measure, right? Analysis of blood measure, closeness of relationship. So we have right now we have figured out analysis of blood variants, and right now we need to be sure that closeness relationship between different populations between, right? Let's just try to figure out. So two different population, genetic distance, right? Genetic distance, this can be a direct synonym to the closeness, and relationship between different groups, two different population can establish, right? And that's why it's certainly 10-1. And next, section D. William and his colleagues sampled the blood over 5,000 Americans. So they sampled the blood. Indians in Western North America during 20-year period. They got the result, right? All types of could be divided into two groups, and this one, right? Which means result, right? They have the result, and into blood variants, into, which means they have divided into 3 here. The first wave, second wave, third wave, according to their, right? Could be divided into 2 groups. And that's why this should be 1. All right, the next one. How far does other research support these conclusions? So it's talking about other research, and if you pay attention here, this sentence just begins with the question one, and which means it carries the main idea of the topic, right? And here we have the word further genetic evidence, right? Further can be a direct synonym to the word other, and that's why the answer should be 6 here. And the last one. I think this is the last one, right? Because G1 has been done for us. There are 2 other kinds of research throwing some light on origins of the Native American population. They involve the study of teeth and language. I'm so sorry. My bad. Teeth and of languages. Christy Turner, expert in analysis of changing physical characteristics in human teeth, he argues tooth crowns and roots have a high genetic component minimally affected. And if you pay attention here, it's talking about teeth, but here just it was written like teeth and languages, of languages, which means it's not language, it's of language, right? Of language, which means it's not talking about language. And here we have 2 type of questions which can be somehow in a dilemma, because here the word dental evidence and dental and linguistic evidence. Here The word of language doesn't mean linguistic evidence. It's talking about teeth, right? And that's why the answer should be 2. Mhm. All right, if you pay attention here, we have all the correct answers, and let's just make numbers here. This one should be 19, and this one should be 18, right? Mm-hmm. And 17, 17, this one, and genetic distance, this is 15, and first entered, which means, so which one? B, which means 15, right? Or 14. Oh, sorry, 15. As long as it's 15, so this one is 16. And used to B, which means 14, the first question. So this is all for today. Thank you.